sports. It's in the game.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see Baker Mayfield. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bucs and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in mired in a brutal stretch right now, losers of 8 straight games.
Can you imagine going 2 straight months without winning a game and still trying to hold it together? They've got to find some inspiration somewhere that can lead them to a victory.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Once again, it's Irving. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. And you look at the Saints defense. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means this is going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down. They'll try it down with Irving. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Mayfield looks to throw. Rolling to his right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Mayfield now. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
The Bucs at 6-3 on the year. And they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their opening with fell.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Irving. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
2nd and 1 from the 2. Mayfield to throw it. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Mayfield. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And his kick is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, touchdown passes. There's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll look to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Kalijah Kancey in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now fourth down. And here's Ryan Wright now.
And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over.
The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Baker going to give it to Irving. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Yeah, that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Credit that good coverage to Paulson Adebo. Got a hand in and knocked it free. And you look at the Saints defense.
Yeah, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
They've tried all season long to fix all the things that they need to in the running game, and they have been successful so far. I'm wondering if this is a time to just sell out. Make sure you have 8 in the box every time and bring a 9th and sometimes even a 10th to try and stop them from running the ball.
To throw, Mayfield. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake the block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Now a first carry here for their running back.
They'll get this up to about the 44.
6-0 our score after 1. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession.
2nd down and 6 now.
As they've got it as we resume action. They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
He's got right on the short throw.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From the gun, Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. Now Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They run out of the gun with Irving. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Back to throw again. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down in the yard.
They'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Mayfield with it once more. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They give it off here to the tight end. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's caught by Montgomery. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They juked him. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. His throw incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. He is out of bounds inside the 35.
First down, Tampa Bay.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And again, it's Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. There's Evans again, complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. And he's had a lot of success throwing the ball here early. You see by the numbers, he's already up over 200 yards passing. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. A run up the middle with Irving. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Now the Bucs offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Back to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Montgomery. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back to throw now on first down. Escapes the sack. And his pass incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 29-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. The kick by Bass is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and that is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now,
Plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And in the late stages of the first half, it's the Lions who are out in front. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. The Titans seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. We saw a strong first half out of running back Bucky Irving. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Breaks through the contact. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw here. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. He'll look to throw. There's Chris Olave. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. They'll drop to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The D brought the house, they called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want, they go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback, no chance on that 4th down.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. In motion comes the tight end left. They go play action. Mayfield. And he whips that one incomplete there. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Mayfield now from the 50. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. Mayfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty, and the Saints will have the football back. In motion, the tight end. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the... Look at the big man rumble. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints again ready to go on offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously, a lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now back to throw. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Blocked right. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
Mayfield to throw it.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10.
Oh, able to avoid him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
First down, Buccaneers.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The tight end in motion right. Here's Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff to Irving. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're bringing a spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
2nd and 6. Now we give Irving running right.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going...
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but They'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clipped him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Over the middle, it's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They work now on 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's the gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling this flag on that one.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 4 yards out. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back Bucky Irving getting ready to go back to work. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now Mayfield. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. That's taken in by Palmer. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On the handoff, this is Irving, and he'll work down inside the 45.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. On the ground, it's Irving.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A run with Irving.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Alex Kappa. They'll run. This is Irving.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 3rd down, they go with Irving.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And down he goes. A Buccaneers sack. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
It's 4th down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Tampa Bay, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Saints, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.